let's take a look at a couple of popular accessories for your ham or GMRS HT. In this video, we'll look at 3 accessories many operators consider must-haves for their HTs. These are offered by Tidradio, and Tidradio supplied them for this review. Of course, these accessories will work with other radio brands, so don't worry if your HT isn't from Tidradio. Any radio needing an SMA female antenna and having a K1 connector on the side will work just fine. Hey, thanks for clicking on this Gadget Talk video. I hope you'll subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on our latest content. In this video, we'll take a look at 3 popular accessories for your radio, plus a bonus buy you might find interesting if you have an H8 or H3 GMRS or Ham HT. So stick around to the end. Our first accessory is a long, flexible antenna. Tidradio calls it the TD771. The 771 style antenna is a long antenna coming in at about 15 inches long. There are a bunch of antennas offered with the 771 label. This relates to the Nagoya 771 antenna that's very popular. It's likely this comes out of the same factory as a custom Tidradio offering. As you can see in these specifications, the TD771 has some gain improvements over what's called an isotropic antenna. For those of you who are new to this, an isotropic antenna is a theoretical antenna that radiates equally in all directions. It's a theoretical construct, not some physical thing. The TD771 can deal with up to 10 watts of power and, like most antennas, has a 50 ohm impedance. Most folks' experience is that they get better range with these longer antennas. In doing some research on these antennas, I found they're 5/8 wavelengths antennas. The base, as you see here, includes a loading coil and filter that allows both the 2-meter and 70-centimeter signals to sense an antenna that it expects for a reasonable SWR. The GMRS version of the antenna is tuned more specifically for the GMRS frequencies in the 462 to 467 megahertz band. This accessory fills the need for a bit more signal gain, while its length provides a bit more opportunity to catch on something. This next accessory has the pros and cons that are basically the reverse of the TD771. This is the TD805S. This style antenna is often referred to as a stubby antenna. Like the TD771, you can also find this marketed with other brand names, but still having the 805S code number. The TD805S also has a bit of a gain improvement over our theoretical antenna and has a 10-watt max power input and that 50 ohm impedance. While the TD771 adds length over the standard HT, the 805 does the opposite. As you can see in this picture, the 805S antenna has a loading coil and filter, but the antenna length is obtained by wrapping the wire around a plastic spacer, making the antenna super short. As you'd expect, these antennas will have reduced range compared to either the TD771 or standard HT antenna. This becomes an advantage in situations where range isn't all that important. In situations where you're moving around a lot, the short stubby antenna is much less likely to snag on things. When the folks you need to talk to are within a couple of 100 yards, a stubby antenna will work just fine. It's also a great choice when using your radio to connect to a hotspot in your shack, using a digital mode radio like the DP738 DMR radio from Tidradio or any other digital mode radio using antennas with SMA female connectors. When paired with the antenna that came with your radio, these two additions will allow you to cover most antenna situations. With this next accessory, we'll move out of the antenna category. There are several situations where you may have your radio mounted in a way that grabbing it to speak into the microphone might be a pain. While I don't often have to deal with cold weather here in the Phoenix area, I certainly suffered through my share growing up. If you're carrying a radio, that means it might be under the lower part of your long winter coat or parka. You also might want to keep it in an interior pocket to help keep the battery warm. Cold batteries don't work very well. Another situation might be when you're using a long tactical style antenna and you have your radio clipped to a pocket or strap on a backpack. With the TD-HM060 speaker mic, you're able to stow the radio safely while having ready access to both the speaker and the mic. With adjustable mic gain on many radios, including the H3 and H8, you can customize your sound to meet your environmental needs. The mic also has a 3.5mm socket where you can connect a set of wired earbuds for both better hearing and being more discreet when in a group. The last thing I'll point out is the detachable belt or strap clip that allows the mic to rotate 8 ratcheted positions, so depending on what you're connecting it to, you can orient the mic to make access to the PTT easier. These 3 accessories are an easy and inexpensive way to add flexibility to your HT, whether a ham or GMRS operator. As I record these are also on sale, so you can save a bit more. I'll have links to both the Tidradio website as well as the Amazon website in the description below. Try my affiliate discount code, Gadget Talk, that's one word, to perhaps save a bit more. So, thanks for staying with me so far. Let's finish up with one more item that many operators will find very helpful when using their radios or having them in a go bag of some kind. That item is a spare battery. Right now, spare batteries for the H3 and H8 are on sale for more than half off. I've got one of the early H8 radios that came with a non-USB-C rechargeable battery. The spares on the Tidradio website are not only a very good price of $12.99 US, but they're also the larger 2500 milliamp hour size with that USB-C charging. I stumbled on those when researching info for this video, and I placed an order with them right away. Depending on when you see this video, the prices might be different, but having a spare battery for a go bag or a long weekend trip is a handy item to have. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will. Also, consider becoming a channel member. Click the join button below the video to learn more. Join me over here for either or both of these recent videos. One is a video about putting together a go bag, and the other is my previous video on HT accessories. That includes a couple of additional accessory categories. Thanks for watching.